This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update for you. And for my UFO fans, to say quickly, Avi Loeb is going to be back on here talking about Three Eye Atlas, 5 p.m. Eastern today, live. And apparently, Donald Trump is very likely going to give some type of UAP disclosure very soon. Marco Rubio has already admitted a bit of a crash retrieval program, but we're going to get into that more later. But tune into that if you also are interested in my UFO content. Jesse wears the body Ventura. Now you can really say that about him. Of course, they did release, or they didn't renew Jesse's contract. He had a 1-year contract with WWE, and with NBC canceling Saturday night's main event, they didn't renew his contract. The last Saturday night's main event is only going to be on NBC's streaming service because Goldberg versus Gunther bombed in ratings. Even though there doesn't appear to be much interest in Gunther, hence why the NBC show got canceled, but they're bringing Gunther back for Saturday night main event this weekend against Cena, and I guess they're bringing Jesse back for a one-time appearance. And this is the end of the Peacock deal. They overpaid WWE and they don't want any more. So there's no more WWE NBC relationship. It's now ESPN and Netflix overpaying, which, by the way, now for 2 weeks in a row, Raw has not made the top 10 weekly television shows on Netflix. So some people were on at me because yesterday I reported it from Dave Meltzer, who got the figures from Netflix, that it did not make the top 10 shows last week. They only give out the numbers of the people that watch, I guess, for the top 10, the exact numbers. And now 2 weeks in a row, despite Netflix paying WWE billions, it did not make the top 10 for the week. For the day, yes. But I wasn't talking about for the day, for the people that want to ride me, that, yeah, it made the top 10 for the day. You're paying billions of dollars for a show. You would think it would still be able to make it in the top 10 for the week, but obviously, I mean, there's not a lot of interest. Even with Cena's retirement tour, because, okay, for instance, they're in a 20,000 seat building this weekend. Right now, 17,366 tickets out. So they're just shy of selling out. A lot of fans have been complaining tickets are too expensive. $500 for the cheapest ticket has a lot to do with why it's not sold out. Then let's look at the card here, guys. Is this card worth $500? Cena against Gunther. Cody Rhodes against Obafemi. Who the fripp is Obafemi? Bailey against So Ruka. AJ Styles, who hasn't won a singles match in God knows how many years. Whenever he's been in a main event match, he's always been the loser. In the last few years, obviously he's collecting the paycheck, saying he's going to retire soon. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Javon Evans and Lee Slater. So there's your 4 matches for Saturday night's main event. They're not using Brock Lesnar. They're not using CM Punk. They're not using Cody Rhodes. At least they're not in advertised matches. So you can pay from like $500 to, what I understand, $9,000 for tickets, and they're not even loading it up with the very top stars on the card. Think about that. I don't even see Randy Orton on the card. Think about that. They're charging $500 to over $9,000 for tickets. And really, the only true main eventers wrestling on this are Cena and Rhodes. Because I don't put Gunther in that top tier of must-see guys that I would put Lesnar in. I would put Roman Reigns in there too. God, I don't even know who would round out that top 5 at this point. Some people would say Rollins. I wouldn't say Rollins, but Rollins is injured right now, but again, so they basically got Cena and Cody Rhodes for your $9,000 ringside ticket. But they sold them, so whatever. If people are gonna buy them, fine. But to me, it's the long term you got to look at. Are they going to leave this show satisfied? I would rather watch Wrestling Challenge too. Someone posted a ton of 1986 wrestling challenges. That's legitimate. And by the way, someone said yesterday, yeah, I'll address it. Why the hell not? Hannibal, you say you hate wrestling, but you talk about wrestling. And you said you'd wrestle for AEW. Well, yeah, AEW is paying people millions to hardly wrestle. Of course I would take it. You'd have to be an idiot. Hey, we're going to pay you, in Britt Baker's case, over $1 million a year to not wrestle at all. Or there's others that are making what equals out to hundreds of thousands of dollars a match. Why would I say no to that? And why do I report on it? I never said I'm not interested in the news. And it's my job. This is better than being a bouncer or doing security work. But I do definitely enjoy talking about other content too. As far as AEW, a lot of wrestlers are hurt right now. Collision only did a 0.03 rating. 0.03. And apparently, Dax Hartwood is feuding right now with Matt Hardy, saying Matt Hardy is too much about 5-star matches right now or something. They're feuding. I say bring back the Brawl for All. Let these guys settle it in either TNA or AEW, because I think Hardy would kill Hartwood. And I don't even think Hartwood is anywhere near on Hardy's level, star power either. But I think what's wrong is the AEW guys are just getting bitter that TNA has a bigger buzz about it right now than AEW. I don't know if TNA has popped a rating at all this year on Access because they haven't reported any ratings, which likely means they're not getting a 0.01. However, they have drawn bigger crowds than AEW in a lot of cases. And the other thing is they're getting a new TV deal starting in January. Are they going to get a 0.03 or better? Because AEW just did a 0.03 rating. They're paying guys up to $6 million a year and they're getting 0.03 ratings. How and by the way, Tony Khan is saying this was his best year ever. He's actually, that's what I don't like about AEW. At least I remember apparently when ECW had a bad show, Terry Funk came out once and said, "Hey guys, we're gonna get ourselves together. Just stick with us. It's gonna be better." AEW seems to be in denial. Hey, we're doing better than ever. 0.03 ratings, a lot of crowds under 1,000, better than ever. Doesn't make any sense. It's lying right to our faces. Apparently, the Young Bucks have a book out or it's coming out, and there's no talk about the CM Punk fight in the book for whatever reason. Oh, and by the way, the exact date that Ventura's WWE contract ran out was November 1st. So I guess, yeah, it's just a one-time appearance. Do I think Tony Khan will ever sell AEW? I agree with CM Punk, with what CM Punk, the Saudi Arabia sellout, said about Tony Khan. That it'll keep going. These guys have more money than both Vince McMahon and Ted Turner. They'll keep it going as long as they want because they just have that level of money. It doesn't matter if it loses money. And it looks like they're going to lose the WBD deal. It's just a matter of time. There might be a bit of a delay in it now because Paramount is trying to put a stop to Netflix buying WBD, but it's selling. And AEW has not been a success on that show. Now, he's not a good booker at all. Did I check out the Rida money? I don't even know what you mean by that. Something about Saudi Arabia. I just think by the way, there must have been a Saudi Arabia person watching my report yesterday where I was talking about apparently CM Punk makes between 1.5 and 3 million to go there, and Cena makes 3 million to go there. And he said, "Oh, I'm so proud of CM Punk. This is bigger than this is bigger than wrestling." Phil Brooks apologized to Saudi Arabia. I'm so proud of him. Again, they stone homosexuals to death there, and they stone women to death there that break their women rule. Imagine stoning someone to death. I can think of Abdullah the Butcher. I could legitimately, I would legitimately love to do that if I could get away with it. But just think about how bad of a death that would be to stone somebody to death. People do not like. See, I'm at least honest about it. I'm like one of the few YouTubers out there that will report on it and tell the truth. Hey, it's not watchable. I'm not going to try and tell you guys it's good just so you keep watching my channel. I don't, if you're a big fan, whatever, don't watch. I'm just speaking the truth. I don't, for the people that are like, trying to tell me that I'm an AEW suck up, how do you even say that when I speak the truth about it? I'm sure both companies absolutely hate me. Now, Jesse has one more appearance with WWE. Rewind to the start of this if you want to see it from the beginning. I'm going off to the gym. I wish everyone a great day. Watch my professor, Avi. By the way, I'm an idiot, but this is like my 6th interview with Avi Loeb. People call me an idiot. And last week, I also interviewed a Harvard scientist. So, how many, for the people that like to call me an idiot, how many other wrestling podcasters regularly interview scientists and Harvard professors? Chew on that. Woo!